Just read from your
Welcome to the New London 30-Minute Podcast. Today, Sadie and Lanaya will be telling me about shows, and I will rate them depending on how much I like them.
Reality shows, to be exact, because me and Sadie love reality shows. We love trashy reality, whole stupid announcer that makes a bunch of corny jokes that nobody understands. I think I love it.
Yes.
So, Brenda, you're not a fan of reality shows?
Okay, I don't really like the romantic ones, or just the random day-to-day life of someone. I'm not gonna sit down and watch the Kardashians for fun. Okay.
Seems so offended by that.
But I will go out of my way to watch baking shows or the home renovation ones. I
the
like
big old
those.
cash prize if you bake a cake in 30 minutes.
Or Guys Grocery Games. I love that.
Bro, I love that
so
show.
much.
When they go through with the grocery cart.
Yeah.
And they're like,
just getting our groceries,
I think it's really cool. Also, I would also not sit down and watch the Kardashians. I'm sure they're terrific people, but they're
a 2-minute video clip's enough for me.
They're just not interesting enough to me.
Well, you know everything about them. You
Right?
know how they are, so the show really isn't
yeah. There's just repetitiveness, just in different flavors.
Yeah, everything about them is already out there for the whole world to see. What else am I gonna learn on your show? I do love some of the iconic lines from it with the whole my diamond ring came off and it fell in the ocean. Kim, there's people dying.
Don't be rude.
Rude. Are you kidding me? I do like some of the iconic videos from it, but as a whole show, I definitely would not find myself just sitting in my room and watching the Kardashians.
Yeah, no. It's just no.
It's not something you would sit on a weekend and binge watch.
No, I'd rather do other stuff than that.
Honestly, I feel I would totally binge watch a whole season of it in one sitting out of
I probably
guilt.
could, but
Out of guilt?
Out of guilt. Okay,
For
I
what?
guilty watch stuff.
Oh.
I watch it and then I feel guilty about it right after.
Oh, yeah.
I'm why did I just do that to myself? I could have done literally anything else. Why is this what I chose?
yeah, but what's that show that you've been watching?
Okay, I've been watching Are You the One religiously. They only had 2 seasons of it on Netflix, and it was the first 2 seasons. But then I got Hulu, bro.
She got Hulu.
And Hulu got all the rest of them. And so I've been watching it. And okay, I'll give you the objective, I guess. 20 sexy singles find their way in Maui, Hawaii. And yeah, their whole thing is to find their perfect match. So they go through a matchmaking process, and the matchmakers strategically and mathematically they put together perfect matches.
Do they do math to figure out who's going with who?
Yeah.
You can't say, oh yeah, you guys
You guys
bond.
look cute together.
You guys
We're gonna put you together.
don't argue. You guys are perfect. No, you have to do 2 + 2 to find out. Oh yeah, they were.
No, not 2 + 2. It's definitely some strategic stuff where it's obviously if this person is super hothead going off on everybody every 2 seconds, they're gonna need somebody that can control them.
Yeah.
Control them and
It's
keep them
fire and
down.
ice. You need the fire to
Right,
the
you
ice.
can't fight fire with fire, and a lot of
Yeah.
the people realize stuff like that while they're on the show.
So what happens if someone just cannot be matched with anybody? Do they just not?
Well, they pick people that obviously can be matched.
Okay, I was
with
gonna say, I'm
Yeah.
there's just someone that just cannot be
Now,
controlled.
will
and
I
just,
argue that some of the people on that show don't deserve a perfect match? I will argue that till the day I die. There was this one dude. His name was Gio.
Oh, God.
And he used to go off on the
Don't
house
like Gio.
every 2 seconds, bro. He was always fighting, always punching stuff, and then he'd be bleeding. And then he'd go outside and he'd be like, oh, I'm bleeding.
He's kind of like a picnic guy.
Yes,
Almost.
he was
Yeah.
a big old picnic
Just
guy.
very aggressive with it.
So aggressive. And then he would sexualize a bunch of the girls in the house, and they weren't feeling it. And then he would get mad. Because what? But I think all in all, it's a really interesting show because I think one of the fun parts of it is sitting there and trying in your head to figure out who a perfect match is. And when you see stuff like that, I feel it's really fun.
I feel like I could probably watch it. Just I wouldn't choose to sit there and yes, I must go watch Love Island. Is it Love Island? No,
That is not Love Island.
That is
It's Are You
Are You the
Are You
One?
the One?
they all are the same.
Me and Sadie been
They
on
basically
that Are
do
You
the
the One
same
grind.
thing.
They kind of are very similar.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also most of them are very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all are
Basically, you find your love,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then you're done. What happens afterwards? Who knows?
No, some of the couples are still together though. Like this
Yeah.
one couple from season 1, like first couple to, I think one of the very first ones to go into the truth booth, which is where they find out if they're a perfect match or not. It's a really, really long story that I would have to go into for a long time. But basically, it's these perfect matches, and then they go on dates. And then if you go on a date and they vote you into the truth booth, then you find out if you're a perfect match or not. If it says perfect match, awesome, you're a perfect match. If it says no match, go back in the house and figure out who your perfect match is.
That is a whole process, and I don't think I would.
It would be so fun. Like, it
I
would
feel
be
like
so
I feel like
fun.
doing it. Yeah, maybe. It seems like
Mhm.
fun, but then
Yeah.
like just watching, it's like okay, it's the same thing over again, just different people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I think it's nice.
I don't
Because
know.
like every season you get, but anyways, like I was saying, the first season it's Ethan and Amber, and they're still together. They're married and they have 2 kids.
Aw.
Yeah, they were gonna have a
Cute.
3rd, but then
Oh.
she had a miscarriage.
I was gonna go what, but I think that's not. It's not good.
It was a good thing you didn't do that, because that would have been
That would not have ended
that would
nicely.
not have been
Oh,
good.
yikes. So, if you could rate from what I've told you, what would you say?
Probably a 6 out of 10. Like if it were like on TV, and I'm like, okay, let me try something new, I'd watch it. But I'm not gonna be like, I gotta watch it.
You're like,
No,
that's me.
I wouldn't.
That's me.
I wouldn't purge on it like certain shows like the baking shows. Like I'd purge on baking shows,
Love
Yeah.
this.
but like not really.
I like Kids Baking Championship. I think
Like
that.
Gordon
I just
Ramsay.
get jealous at how good they are at
I
cooking,
like
Right.
and I'm like, why can't I be that good?
I'm like, how did you make a whole cake in an hour? It takes me 5.
I
It
like
takes me 5, and then it's not even good. It doesn't even taste good, and then I cry. Because I'm like, I just wasted 5 hours baking a cake.
Yeah,
I
it's not
like
even
listening to
good.
Gordon Ramsay yell at people.
I think that's also really fun. I think Gordon Ramsay
I
is
love
such a
watching the
character.
compilations of him just screaming at people for
I
no
think
reason.
he's-
Oh my gosh.
Every time I think about Gordon Ramsay and like his cooking shows and everything, I think about
He's
the
so
one
nice in
girl,
the kids ones, but then like you like turn 18 and boom, you're getting screamed
the
at.
moment that you turn 18.
The
you're an
moment you-
idiot
the moment you
sandwich.
become
You're an idiot
legal.
sandwich.
The moment you become legal, you are getting screamed at.
You're an idiot sandwich. Sorry. No, I like the one where the girl's like stirring her potatoes and then she's like, I have to restart
Stir
my
my
potatoes. Because she looks so stressed. She looks like her life is
Or,
ending.
or
'cause
like
she has
what
to
was it? It
restart
was
those
like a
potatoes.
baking one. She's working with Rice Krispies and she's like putting it back up and it falls over. The second she just goes
And then she just goes.
like that is like one of the most iconic things I've
I
ever
think
seen.
kids are super funny to watch though.
Yeah.
I think it's because they're not in a like it's not like a bunch of seasons or like a bunch of episodes even of a season. And it's not like we follow these kids in their entire lives. We just follow them for this one like day. And then they're super stressed and they're crying and they're throwing
Me
fits
too.
and tantrums. And it's the funniest thing.
Brenna's
Because
got an
I
idea.
hate children.
Brenna's got an idea.
Me too.
So watching them cry and be sad, it's my favorite thing.
It gives
Okay.
you serotonin.
It
What
really
if
does.
what if the kids that were like on the ones with Gordon Ramsay, like when they finally turn 18, they come back like a few years later, just like redo
I
a
bet some of
competition
them have.
Some of them
and
probably
just
have.
like see the difference between treatment if they get screamed at again.
I'm like 95% sure somebody's at least like been on there and then like came back.
But no, there is like a YouTube channel, like their official YouTube channel. They have compilations, like 13, 15-minute long compilations of like whatever it is. And it usually is based around what is a current meme or something. like like the TikTok meme. So it's usually like that's the caption and there's just random videos that like fits in with like the critique of the meme. And I've seen so many of the Amy's Baking Company ones.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want something entertaining to watch, just look up like the Amy's Baking Company.
Is it
compilation.
Amy like EE or is it Y?
AMY?
Okay.
Just
Because I
think
know
But-
there's Amy's that's like AIMEE.
She's
Just
in,
say I am Y. Why are you making it so difficult?
She's-
Amy is not a super unique name. Stop trying to make it unique.
So
I'm
Amy,
sorry.
she's always like in denial of things. Like she doesn't believe
Same.
that like
Me
her
too.
cooking's bad. And then like the guy who runs like
Me
the
too.
front, he's like, you're not a gangster. I am going to fight you. And I'm just like, what? Sir, you're like 60. I don't think you're gonna do anything. But yeah.
Anyways, Chopped.
Chopped. Oh, I like.
How do we feel about Chopped? I love Chopped.
I don't really.
I think Ted Allen is a character.
I
No,
do.
don't.
I
He
do
doesn't
not.
talk
I do
much,
not like the
but-
host. I do not like the host.
I also like the kids one. They have a Chopped Kids one, or is it Chopped Junior? It's
Chopped
something.
Junior.
Chopped Junior, I think.
Chopped Junior. That's what it is. And I like that one because they have the colored knives. They don't give them real
What
knives.
is-
They give them the
They make it
colored
fun.
ones. And they make it fun for them because they're children. They're 2.
Like
No,
two.
they'll go in there and they'll be like, "Hi, I'm Denise and I'm 9." And then they make a 3-course meal, and I'm like, "How did you just
How
do
did you
that?"
do that?
You're
I,
nine.
I can barely make macaroni
I'm
without having a mental
16. I
breakdown.
can't even make a single dish.
16 over here still burning my ramen noodles. What? I overcook those things all the time. I think
Yeah.
it's fun though.
I don't like the host. But other than that, I feel because a lot of the baking shows are a lot of it's usually just a competition, do it in this time span, and then they get judged and critiqued over the same things. It's
so. But you've seen Chopped though.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because
but
you just talked
it's not
about
my
it.
preference of watching
Right.
cook-off things. Or
But if you
whatever.
could rate it,
7 out of 10, just because of the host. I don't like the host.
okay.
No offense.
So
I
it's
don't.
so far it's higher than Are You the One?
Any baking shows
Better
be
watch
higher.
yourself, Brenna. Don't disrespect my show, okay?
Okay, what shows do you have? Because
I have Halloween Wars.
I do like Halloween Wars. I like Halloween in general, so anything with Halloween in it, I will watch.
Brenna's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because, okay, sometimes baking shows,
High rating.
sometimes baking shows can get, repetitive. Like I said, it's the same
Yeah.
thing, make something with Rice Krispies. Okay, anyone can do that. Or
Can anyone do that?
hey,
They'd be up in there making castles.
hey, if my little sister could make,
and houses.
if she could make
out
stuff
of
out of Rice
Rice
Krispies, I
Krispie
think
trees.
anybody
Rice
can.
Krispies.
I think
But
that's
no.
I don't know.
9 out of 10 because it's only a seasonal thing too. So you're
Yeah.
not gonna watch Halloween Wars
is-
when it's Easter.
I would.
If you have them recorded, you can.
Yeah,
I would totally
but-
watch Halloween Wars during
But
Easter.
for
What?
for a specific holiday, it's nice. I like the Halloween and Christmas bake-offs.
Oh,
I
love
love those, and just watching them during that time of the year, just makes it even better. So yeah, 9 out of 10.
Nice.
I think we could be on a reality show. I do. I think if our school was a reality show, it'd be a
Oh,
hit show.
Gosh.
I feel like we have so much happening in our school
There's
all the time.
something new each week.
Something new each
Like,
week.
every day.
Every day.
Every
Even
day.
each week. It's every day.
Every day.
Something new.
It
Somebody
might be
said
the same
something
thing.
dumb.
It might be the same thing, but it's a different flavor.
It's just there's different flavors.
There's vanilla and there's vanilla bean.
Fi-
Different flavors.
The silence in the room. No, I actually think we could. I
Just
think
get a whole
I don't
camera
think-
crew in here. Just
I don't think it would be about a specific person though. It wouldn't
it's
be
just following
the life of somebody that goes
being
to the
in a
school.
specific classroom. It's
It would be this is the
watching-
new London life.
watching fourth period art
Oh
and
my God, NLL, New
NLL?
London Life. That's our reality show, guys.
or it could be the NLL if you want to be
if
fancy.
you want to be fancy.
Fancy.
Oh, okay. Back to rating actual
Just got off
reality
topic.
shows. I have America's Next Top Model. Now listen, because this show is amazing. Okay, Tyra Banks, an icon, first of all. Let's just establish that she's an icon. She's, what was the word I was looking for? She's
Snazzy?
unbeatable.
Oh, I said snazzy. but-
Unbeatable. She
Snazzy.
is snazzy.
Snazzy.
And
Snap.
okay, I watched Cycle 20. I think that was the only cycle I actually fully watched, but I watched it in 2 days because I just couldn't stop watching it. I had to sleep at some point, obviously. But I was watching it for the span of those 2 days. And for the first time, Cycle 20 was when they had girls and guys. So they had girls and guy models, and it was awesome. It was so good. And it got down to the wire. And basically, it's just they give them a bunch of challenges. I forgot that I have to explain it to you because you haven't seen them. I can't just sit here and chit chat about them. But basically, they take all these pretty people, most of them are skinny. Let's be real. And they put them all in a big old house and everything. And then they're like, yeah, you have a challenge every day, and every person, whoever has the best headshot or best picture that day, they win that challenge, and then they get it's a bunch of stuff. Basically, have you ever seen RuPaul's Drag Race?
I've seen clips, but I never sat
It's
and watched
basically
it.
RuPaul's Drag Race, but not drag. It's just it's just
Women.
modeling.
Mostly women.
But except for Cycle 20
Except
and
for Cycle
21.
20 and
I don't
21.
know about 22 and 23 and 24 and 25
And upwards.
and 26. I don't know how many cycles it has. It has a lot. But basically they give them a bunch of challenges, and yeah, it's that. And it came down to these two, like, no, it was three. I can't remember who the third person was, though. I only remember the top two. And it was Marvin and Jordan. Marvin was a guy, Jordan is a girl. And she was like skinny and blonde, but she was a horrible person. She was a terrible human being, and I hated her with all of my insides.
With all of your hints.
With every fiber of myself.
Yeah?
I did not enjoy her anytime she was on screen, but she was on screen a lot because she was in the top two. And guess who won?
Skinny blonde.
And I thought Marvin was going to win. I thought Marvin had it in the bag. I was like, he's awesome. He's got a good face going on. He's got some good pictures. And then Jordan won. And I was so
It's
mad.
always Jordan.
I
always
was
a
so
Jordan.
mad. I'm still mad about that, actually.
You're just gonna be mad about that for the rest of your life.
Oh, for sure. I'm going to be like on my deathbed and be like, Marvin should have won.
Marvin.
Cycle 20. So what do you think about America's Next Top Model?
6 out of 10. Because here's the thing. I don't like model culture. Like, I understand, using models to model clothing because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it's always the same rubric of who's the model.
Right.
Mhm.
Skinny, tall, pretty. Essentially, it's just that. And, like, I'm not really into models. Like,
Yeah.
go you for, like, showing off clothing, but, like, also a lot of the models and, like, the stories I've heard about them, usually they're forced into a diet or they're told, hey, you're not it.
Yeah. I get
And
that.
it's like,
I
so
think that was,
why support something that's not healthy for
Yeah.
anybody that's involved in it?
that's why I kind of struggled when I first watched it. But I had to kind of just like set that aside in my mind. I was like, if I just think about that the entire time I'm watching this, I'm going to hate it. But I kind of just set it aside. And from what I saw, which I get, like, reality shows do bend and twist a lot of things to make it, like, fit what they want it to fit. Like, if they want you to be a bad person, they're going to make you look like a bad person. If they want you to be a good person, they're going to make you look like a good person. So I know that reality shows, like, bend and twist everything. But from what I could tell, they looked like they were having a good time. And so I think that's why I was able to, like, set aside, like, what I knew about modeling culture in order to enjoy the show. And it was, like, funny, and it was intriguing. And like I said, I was rooting for Marvin, and he didn't win. But he did have, okay, never mind. He had, like, a really big sob story. And it was, like, and I don't know. So did Jordan, though. She was like, I got married at 18 and divorced at 18, and my life is sad.
Say, well, this isn't therapy.
This isn't therapy.
Sorry,
We
Jordan,
don't
this isn't
care.
therapy, so we
Therapy.
don't care.
You don't care.
This is your confessional. Okay, just tell us if you think you're going to do good on this challenge or not. Okay?
Don't say you had a failed marriage before you even became legally able to drink.
She also took up, like, so much of the phone time. They only have a certain slot for phone time, and one of the things that she got as a reward was that she got a little bit of extra phone time. So it's like they only get, like, 20 minutes, but she got an extra, like, 10 or something. And then she took up, like, an hour of phone time talking to her boyfriend. And she was, like, in there, and she's like, but I don't know. You can't get mad at me for talking to a guy here. And it was just so dumb. And meanwhile, there's people that are waiting to literally talk to their families that they haven't spoken to in weeks. Weeks. And you're over here chatting with
Why
your
aren't
boyfriend.
they allowed to have, like, their smartphones? Are they not allowed to have
Most
them?
reality shows don't let you.
Why?
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
lose my streaks, bro.
Oh, no. No, I think it's also, like, a liability thing. Like, they can't have you, like, on Snapchat recording
Yeah.
everything that's happening in the house.
And it's like
you know?
you don't want to post something before it comes out and like, oh, hey, we're spoiling the show. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this person didn't win this competition. They're leaving. Bye. And they're like
Yeah.
spoiling.
That's why I
the
think
whole
most of them don't
episode.
allow you to have your
Yeah.
phone.
For like
Sweetie.
people who can track your location. I don't know.
That would be scary if
Yeah,
someone,
they just
like,
pull up.
They just pull up.
Pull
just
up. Hey, are you
in
filming?
Miami. Just
Pull up and then
Walk
monster.
in.
Oh, no, but okay. They just like pull up though, and they're like, "Hey,
what's that?
how you guys doing out
Saw
here?
y'all were
having fun?
filming.
Who went home? Who went home?
Want to give me the juicy deets? Say, I'll pay you extra.
I'll pay it.
Oh, wait, I just-
What else do you have?
Hoarders.
Hoarders?
Okay.
Was that an
I
excited
think-
look or
yeah.
like okay?
I think there's a huge difference in like the reality show world.
yeah.
There's
like we've
either, like, the
established, there's,
dramatic or there's, like, the-
romantic,
There's
dramatic,
or there's like serious, like this person needs help.
there's
categories.
Like, these people need help.
Yeah.
There's like these people can cook, and then there's like
This person hoards stuff that
What's the
is
other
like
one?
20
It's
years
And people
old.
have problems.
it's like a survivor,
Or
a
no,
survivor
no.
thing.
There's
too.
there's this one where it's like my weird obsession. Have you ever seen
Weed?
Weird Obsession? No. Weird obsession with like eating. Like there's this lady that used to eat
you
mattresses.
need my strange addiction.
strange
Yes.
Obsession.
I don't watch reality shows.
My strange addiction. I also toddlers and tiaras. That
Oh,
show,
I've seen clips and oh man, that seems like a
That show.
ride and a half.
bro, TLC's got the best. If you
Yeah.
wanna
Or like
feel better about
like
yourself, go to TLC.
19 kids and counting. I used to watch that all the time. With
They
my
have
mom.
like 23 kids now, and like half
no,
of them
okay,
are like
so
sexual assaulters.
Oh.
okay, no, listen, okay.
I don't know
The
if I can
actual
say that.
kids, there's 19 of them, but then they have grandkids now. There's like 10 grandkids.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but their oldest son has some charges against him.
Yeah, that's what I meant by
Yeah. And his wife chooses to
Anyways.
stay with him.
But
But that's
Hoarders.
not part of my life. Okay, anyways.
Hoarders is awesome. Okay,
Love it.
I think it always makes me feel better about myself because like when the camera crew comes in, bro, you're like levitating in this house because of how much stuff is like on the
Yeah.
floor and like outside, and then like all the neighborhoods are like, please clean your house. It's
I feel bad though.
disgusting.
I was
Disgusting.
watching it one night because yes, I actually watch it. And this poor guy, there was this horse, and they had gotten rid of like a lot of stuff. And there was like this statue horse, and he really wanted to keep it. And they're like, "Well, you don't need it. It's just a horse." He's like, "But it's a horse," and he was like getting so emotional. I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
But
let-
that's what the show
I'm like-
is about.
I'm like, let the dude have his horse. He's already taken out like 2
But you
dumpsters
gotta
full of
think about
stuff.
how like the whole reason that this camera crew is here is because you keep hoarding stuff.
I know.
Like you gotta let stuff go, bro.
I know, but just he wanted his horse statue, and I almost cried. I was like, this poor man just
about
wants.
his horse.
About
statue?
his horse
Yes, he was so passionate about
I'm
it.
sorry.
He was
Sorry
was
for your
so
loss.
upset about it, and they were just like trying to convince him to get rid of it. And like he said it had like been in his family or whatever. And really, really
well,
wanted to keep
it's
it.
okay.
And,
Maybe
and they're like, but it's broke. He's like, but it has
It'll fix all your
character.
problems.
But yeah, I like
not hoarding.
I don't choose to watch Hoarders, but if it's on, I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna watch it.
We told my mom that we're gonna put her on that show because she has a lot of stuff that she just does not need. And me and Keontae, we used to like always talk about it. We used to be like, "You are a hoarder. Please, please throw stuff out. We're begging." And then we were
Yeah.
like, "We're gonna put you.
Like,
we're gonna
there's a
put you on
difference
Hoarders."
between like keeping stuff that's like memory.
They also,
like,
I saw
things.
this one that had like 6 totes full of like just rats, and they were like, "These
Were
are
they
my
dead?
pets."
Were they dead?
No, they were alive, like live rats, active.
Wait, just in tote, like
Like
Activated
in totes
rats.
and like buckets and all over the house, like in
that's
walls.
that's where there's
everywhere.
a problem. Now, if you're like keeping stuff that's like,
They were like, "These are my rats. I'm not getting rid of my rats." And then they were like, "Please."
have you ever seen the videos?
And then they were like, "We're gonna make sure we find your rats a good home, ma'am."
They
Did
were
get rid of
seeing
the
like
rats?
She was like crying. Yeah.
Oh.
They had to get rid of her rats.
the
obviously.
ones where like they
Well, you
they
never
open.
know. Those people are crazy.
Do you know how many diseases rats carry?
No, I have no idea how many diseases rats carry. I know.
Okay,
I
so
Yeah.
I don't like rats.
have you ever seen
like-
where like they open the freezer and there's like frozen
Oh.
cats in there?
Oh,
I saw
Because
that
they
one.
like want to keep their cats and they like freeze them in
I
the
saw that
freezer.
one. It was-
And like they're like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this is like Pouncy, and she's
not
been dead
Pouncy.
for 12 years, and she's been
put Pouncy to rest. Please.
but no, and they're like, and then there's like rats in there, and
Rats.
like they just can't get rid of like dead animals, and I'm like, lady,
They're dead.
They're dead. Bro. Let 'em
defrost
go.
them and put them in the ground.
Please defrost your dead cats,
defrost
ma'am. I'm begging.
No, like
she just like puts them in the sink and turns
that's where it's
them
like
on.
that's where it like is really bad. If you got like dead things in your house, and like you know there's dead things in your house and you're keeping them there because you want them to be there.
But
Like
you
need
like
help.
death and like things like that, like they have like a lot of diseases. You can't keep dead things
Yeah.
around.
It was just it's just gross in general. Like what are you supposed to do with it? You like open the freezer, sup Pouncy, it's been a while. Like what are you
You
supposed
just like
to
put your ice cream right next to Pouncy. You're like, yeah, grab the mint chip right next to Pouncy. Thank you.
like yeah, it's
Okay,
like
that was funny. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna rate hoarders.
8 out of 10. Okay. Because sometimes it's a little depressing when the person just wants to keep their statue of a horse.
That's
Or
just
dead
depressing
cats.
in general. Like you can't
know.
have that many
Like
emotional
it's
attachments
depressing.
to that many
It's depressing
objects.
when you look and see how they've been living, but then it's depressing when like you see like they're sad and like them getting sad because like something they've cherished for like however long they've been
Yeah,
holding
but
it.
like,
It's
please let Pouncy go.
please, just get rid of the whole freezer. Don't stop.
Get a new
Throw it
fridge.
out, get a new one.
Get
It's
a new
okay.
one.
You
Burn
can
it with
afford
fire.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. Next one. I have Too Hot to Handle.
I think we
It's
should just do
another one of the
one
like
more.
trashy Netflix shows
Oh,
that
yeah,
I love.
I think I might have started watching it just to like say, hey, well let's see.
It's
Eh.
once again a bunch of sexy singles on an island.
Yeah.
And their objective is they can't like touch each other in like any way. Like I mean like they can touch each other, but they can't like sexually touch each other. So they like can't kiss, they can't like do anything like that. And every time they do, prize money gets deducted. And I think they start with like $1 million. If not $1 million, then it's 750.
Dollars?
That's $750. But but every time they do, money gets deducted. And so I think it's so fun because you watch.
Wait,
the
if I went
whole-
on that show, I could get paid for not touching people?
yeah.
Bro, I'd be a millionaire.
But listen, the funny part about it is that if other people do it, it's still the whole house loses money.
oh.
So you watch the house fall apart
That sucks.
because people are like, bro, just don't make out. I
So
promise it's not that hard. And
just
they're
need
like,
to-
We had to. It brought us closer.
Ugh.
We love each other. Yeah. I bet you love $5,000 that they just took from us because you made out. What the heck?
So,
So it's so funny because you watch everybody just get aggressively more angry towards each other.
Oh.
And then they lose trust in each other. It's so fun.
Sounds fun.
I love Too Hot to Handle.
like, so basically, if someone decides they want to make out, like, you lose money.
yeah. I think it's like
So just
3,000
lock each other in a separate room. You
or
can see each other
5,000?
through double-sided glass, and you can just hi from there. And like, no kissing's gonna happen here. I want my money. Give me my money. Give me. Are you good? Are
I
you
just threw up in my
okay?
mouth a little bit.
Gross.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry that happened.
The double-sided window just.
No, but I
Scratch
think
it.
it's so fun, and a lot of the people you like hate because you're like, stop losing money for everybody.
Yeah. It's
Just
like don't
don't
don't ruin the
Don't
experience
touch.
for others
Not
that
that
actually are gonna actually do it correctly.
And one of the funny things that they do is they like put like the couple that has lost everybody the like most money. So like some people like just themselves as like a couple have already lost like $50,000 just between them. And then they'll be like, okay, we're gonna put you guys in this individual secret room. And if you touch each other, we're gonna take it back everything that you already like lost. We're gonna just take it and we'll deduct more money. But if you don't touch each other, we're gonna give all that money back. So then it's like you have to come back and you have to tell everybody, hey, we didn't lose any money, we're good. Or you have to come back and tell everybody, hey, I lost y'all $15,000 last night. Sorry.
And then
No, sorry.
like what do you expect?
bad,
What do you
my
expect?
bad.
A pat on the back? No, they're gonna hate you.
They hate each
Yeah.
other.
They will
They all
hate
start
you.
screaming. Or then like the guys are like, oh, it's okay. Or the girls will be like, it's okay. And then everybody will be like, it's not okay.
It's
I
like-
think I would be mad if somebody
Yeah.
lost me like $3,000.
I would make a
'cause they
pact
wanted
with them and
to
be like,
kiss.
okay, do not touch each other. I want money.
Okay.
Give
I
me
want
the money.
So for our last one, Too Hot to Handle, what would you rate it?
Okay, for like the sense of how entertaining it probably could be watching couples fail at not being able to keep their hands to themselves, like an 8 out of 10. But like watching it like in general, I think it might be like a 6 out of 10 because like I wouldn't choose to watch it, but like just for the fact of watching people argue over money, just oh man,
It's so fun.
oh man, that'd be so.
I would
funny.
argue over money.
What's money?
know, but
Like,
It's
like-
money, man.
like
free
just
money,
like
what do
we
you-
need
people
this.
people
Yeah.
ruining it, and then they're like, oh sorry.
sorry, didn't mean to.
Oopsies. Well, we like reality shows, in case you couldn't tell. So that's it. Thanks for watching.